Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue, and I am back for Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna start off with Jazelle. Giselle's mom is in town. Her mom's really cute and sweet. And they're gonna visit Kevin. They're gonna go on a date with Kevin. And I don't know if you know, but Giselle's mom moved into her home after she moved out of it, and Kevin stayed in that same neighborhood. So she would tell Kevin to go and check on her mom, and they have this really close relationship. And now they're going to have lunch with Kevin at his home, which Giselle had to tell him looks like a little eeny teeny weeny beanie bachelor pad. And he had to tell her, no, bitch, this is my home, which she loved because she loves to be checked by a man. She's wondering about the situation with her mom and him because there was a hard hug. There was a deep, hard hug, and we didn't know what it was about. But yeah, we're gonna hope that it's not anything sexual because mom wants to see Giselle with Kevin. Okay, Kevin got gifts. Kevin got lobster mac and cheese. Okay, we met Lil Kevin, his son, not his dick. And we were all very, pleased. He seems to be cautious, but maybe on the right track with their relationship. I don't know if I see this going anywhere between them two. Now that we've got to this point, I don't know, because it kind of seems like y'all old. If y'all ain't figured this shit out yet, I don't know where we going with this. But he's showing the fuck dropping off bags of time forward. It was cute though. Jazelle and her mommy and Kevin. That was cute. It was light. It was nice to see her in the capacity when you don't want to smack the shit out of her. If not for wearing blue eyeshadow and bright pink lipstick, looking like a fucking black Barbie doll in the cheapest way possible. I'm sorry, but that's how it looked. Moving along. So we get to Karen and her husband and their new house. Well, them trying to get a new house. And y'all, they just trying to get it together. Them kids gone. They looking at each other like, you here? You still here? Yeah, I'm still here. You still here? Yeah, I guess we fucking here then. I guess we better start fucking again. Shit like that. And I'm kind of like, I don't want to get into what grandma and grandpa are doing. But I'm happy that they're getting into it either way, because I hate to see when two people's kids move out and then they get a divorce because they have nothing in common now that the kids are gone. I hate that because it makes me feel like you were only staying with somebody for the children and your relationship wasn't really about the two of you. And, I didn't grow up like that. It was very apparent to me that my parents' relationship was more important than a lot of other shit, okay? Mainly us, okay? I'm sorry, but to me it always seemed like my mama's relationship with my daddy was more important than anything. And let Will and Jada tell it. That's the way it's supposed to be. Moving along, y'all. We find out that Karen's oldest son, Brandon, is not Ray's child, but he raised Brandon as his own, which is another reason why Karen loves him so much, is because he came into her life and really super saved that hoe, like for real. Shereice, Ashley, and Monique talk about Giselle and her having a problem with Monique talking about her various houses. Monique didn't realize that she was being braggadocious, but she gonna have to check that bitch when they talk. They also talk about Shereice's daughter having her Sweet 16 party and how little Ashley and Oz are going to help with the food. And I'm nervous about that. I'm really nervous about that. Robin takes her boys over to her mom's house, her mom and her dad's house, and I like her parents. They seem like really cool, like she explains how they really opened their arms to Juan when his parents died when they were teenagers. And when she sits down to talk with them about Juan, it comes to my attention that Robin is fucking delusional. Like, she really is. One moment you're talking about Juan wants to be with you, but the next moment you're talking about you can't get the nigga to meet you to work out, okay? He can't make you a priority. You weren't a priority when y'all were married. So why do you think he wants to marry you again? Why do you think y'all have a future having children together? Why do you think this man is going to give you any more than what he is already giving you when he is basically getting the milk for free? He gets to fuck you when he wants to. You take care of him. You take care of your children. And he gets to go out into the world and fuck who he wants to fuck and come back home to you and get taken care of. You are not making it hard for him. in any kind of way to make a decision. You're not making it so that he has to make a decision. You're not even taking yourself out of the situation so that you can discover what the fuck you want. But you're gonna sit there and get mad every time somebody says something to you about it. Every time Ashley mentions it that you deserve better, you get upset. And that's the thing that pisses me off about Robin. If it was one of your friends, I'm sure you would feel the same way. Just like when, Shereice, everybody was edging around telling Shereice she needed to leave Eddie's ass alone since he did packed his fucking bags and moved into another house in another state and probably got a woman with him. And you sitting up here in Potomac, waiting on Eddie to come home. Like, get the fuck out of here, okay? And everybody was like, I don't know. Like, I feel like everybody's in denial about this shit. Like, a lot of y'all are. Once your man ain't living with you no more, y'all ain't married to each other no more, bitch, let it the fuck go. Have some self-respect, okay? It shows a total lack of respect on Robin and Shereice's part, the way they continue to pine after men who have obviously emotionally and sometimes physically left their asses. Y'all, I can't deal. I just cannot deal. Her parents were trying to tell her, girl, you need to be the one to make the decision to let it go, okay? And we knew from jump it was going to be an issue because that nigga was in the NBA, okay? Lord. So they have Skylar party. And it's a nice big shindig for her daughter. And it's emotional and all of that shit. And her son is gorgeous. And so is her daughter. They look so much like Shereice. Shereice has great bone structure and great mouth to give off to children, okay? So I was very appreciative to see her beautiful children. Eddie was there, okay? And Ashley could not help herself, but she had to meet Eddie, okay? She was talking to Shereice, trying to get Shereice to introduce her to him. But Shereice was like, bitch, no, not now, okay? I'm going to need for you to stop. And here's my thing. Why is that weird for her to want to meet the nigga? What the fuck? Like she said, Eddie has been like a phantom this entire time they've been on this show. He finally is in the same room with you. And I'm sorry, but if I was her, I would be kind of weirded out by the fact that I haven't met this nigga either. Like, I hang with you, I done been in your house, I know your kids, but I don't know your husband. That's fucking weird, okay? And for her to get so defensive about it, that annoys me even more. That's the same thing with her and Robin, where I'm gonna get on a reality TV show, I'm gonna tell everybody my business, but then when they try to talk to me about my business or meet my husband or some shit like that or ask where my husband at, I got a fucking attitude. Bullshit. You don't want people all in your fucking business. Get your dumb ass off this show. I get so tired of this shit. From Phaedra to you, Robin, and you, Shereice. Stop getting on these fucking shows when y'all want to be secretive about who you're dating. Like, I'm over it. I'm over it, y'all. Fucking over it, okay? So Monique and Chris look at this really beautiful $5 million large home that, I mean, it was amazing to me how big it looked on the outside, but on the inside, it was huge, but it was cozy. It was a lot of big furniture, a lot of big, like, pieces of shit and stone all over the place and huge wood beams. It was beautiful. I would have loved it. Kind of remind me of my parents' house. My parents' house has that log cabin feel. Anyway, I loved it, okay? I love the house, me. I like it just felt so comfortable. It felt like it smelled like, smoked wood in there or something like like that. I love that shit. Karen has lunch with her son Brandon, who did not seem to want to be there and seems rather annoyed with his mother and her pretentious bullshit on this show. It wasn't that comfortable to watch, but you can tell he loves his mom, but it just was not comfortable to watch. I was just like, why are we doing this? Then it's time for hookah. Okay, we go out to hookah, right? And Ashley is pissing Shereice off because she brings up Eddie. And then they talk, she's asking her, did she talk to Eddie? And she's like, you are really going to get on my bad side asking me about Eddie. And it's like, why? Why? I mean, I guess it's painful. She don't want to talk about it and you keep bringing it up. Fine. I mean, I do feel like at some point a bitch should get the clue and stop bringing it up. But I still don't understand why she was so mad that she wanted to meet him. You know what I mean? Like, that didn't bother me. Her, honestly, to keep asking over and over again about him, okay, I get it. Fine, you don't want to talk about it. So Ashley, stop. But that shows Ashley's immaturity so that she's not paying attention to any of these fucking cues that they're giving her. Shereice says that she's been celibate for 2 years. Bitch, you a motherfucking lie. Then Shereice starts talking about how when she was a kid, she got into like a little accident on a bike and you know, hurt her vag, which she called a tutu. Bitch, what the fuck is a tutu? That is a skirt, okay? Are you talking about a vagina? Like, I hate when people come up with all of these retarded names. You're a grown-ass woman. If after 2 kids it ain't a fucking vagina, I don't know what it is. Okay? It damn sure ain't a tutu. Y'all, she's lied to everybody in school talking about her pussy was stitched up and that's why she couldn't have sex. And I'm just like, why are we talking about this? Because you don't want to talk about Eddie? Like, oh my God. Then Jazelle makes this comment about Monique, about how, yeah, you don't want to say nothing, Monique. I know you like talking about yourself. Monique was like, all right then, bitch, let's do it then. I heard you had a problem with me talking about my houses. She was like, well, because the first thing you said up out of your mouth, you know, hi, I'm Monique and I have 4 houses. That's not what happened, Jazelle. And the rest of you bitches sitting around that fucking table acting like y'all wasn't there, y'all are annoying the fuck out of me too. We all remember, because we can play the tape back as much as you want to, when Jazelle said to her, you don't have a house? And she said, I have 4 houses, bitch. You was trying to act like I'm homeless, and I'm trying to let you know that I'm paid enough to have several homes, bitch. That was what that was. So stop acting fucking phony and fake. And like Monique said, if you had a problem with what I said, why didn't you say something then? Why do you wait until after the fact and say something to Ashley? That's some fake shit, and all I'm seeing is the act with you. You know what I mean? Like, Monique went off, okay? Karen, you know, keeps trying to jump in on the conversation, but y'all know Monique can run her mouth, okay? So, bitch, if you ain't got something real to say, if you ain't got your thoughts together, be quiet. But Karen was trying to be on Giselle's side a little bit, which I don't know why, because we all know what Jazelle is doing. Fucking hating. As beautiful as you are, Jazelle, you are the biggest hater on this fucking show, okay? That girl is gorgeous, still with her husband, at the prime of it all, with 2 little kids and all of that shit. And you may have had that, but you don't have it now. So something in me tells me that you hating on her. And that's why you got so much to fucking say and want to argue with somebody and talk about how they being braggadocious. Bitch, y'all are all on a fucking show claiming to be rich, and we want to be mad about somebody bragging about being rich? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. And another thing, I'm sorry, but Robin, they sell bottles of wine for $10 fucking. You mean to tell me you couldn't bring your little empty bottle of Ciroc and then bring the wine for everybody else just to be nice and courteous, bitch? You gotta show up and be the brokest motherfucker in the room? Really? I ain't got time. Why is New Orleans? Why is T.I. in New Orleans? Where was I when this happened? See, one shot. I know where that's at. Anyway, y'all, Monique was like basically saying that don't be fake with me, bitch. If you got a problem, just say something. I don't want to come off like a person that's bragging. So if I got to check myself, let me know I got to check myself. But don't be sitting up there talking about because we're at the Willard, you can't say what the fucking problem is, you know? So then, y'all, we see that Shereice is in therapy with Dr. Jeff. Y'all know Dr. Jeff on everybody's fucking show. And basically, she's talking to him about how at her daughter's party, it kind of came to her, you know, she finally understands she has to accept the fact that her and Eddie are not together anymore. They're not going to get back together. And this is basically a breakup of their marriage, the breakup of their family. And it doesn't just involve them and their kids, it involves their extended family as well, because at the party they're both standing on opposite sides of the room, you know what I mean? So it was uncomfortable, and she was very emotional about it. And it's like, that's what we want to see, Shereice. We want to see that honesty from you. We don't want to see the fucking act you like to put on for everybody. But sure, whatever. That's everything I gotta say, bitch. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all tomorrow for Love and Hip Hop and all of that. Peace out.
On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good, touch my swag.